They created it. It has nothing to do with black people. None of that shit has nothing to do with black people. All that virus shit ain't got nothing to do with black people. So if it doesn't have anything to do with them, with us, and it has all to do with them, then that's on them. That has nothing to do with us. Their white race is dwindling down on purpose because divine intervention is saying so. I'm not saying it. Divine intervention is saying it through their own race creating it. They created that the boom booms, okay? If they created it for their race to go, for their race to die, who am I to stop that? Who am I to sit up here and say, "Oh no, don't take it." No, you have to take it. I'm actually I want you to listen to me. If that's what you're supposed to do, then I'm you supposed to do it then. If you supposed to go ahead and take the shot because Fauci is white, and what's the other one? The other one, Bill Gates is white. Both of them are white. Both of them said that y'all got to take it. Okay. All right then. Who am I to stop you from that? Go ahead, take it. You supposed to. So, like I'm saying, and now, why you got to take it? Because obviously, there's a timeline in which you can just reign supreme. You can't reign supreme forever. So, the words that I'm saying may be harsh, but it's what am I gonna do? I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm an Aries. What do you want? I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to know, and what you have to know because I'm letting you know through these poster magazines that you have to get up out that seat so I can announce the rules and regulations. I mean, just scooch over. I'm not saying, you got to scoot. I mean, leave the cameraman, leave the cameraman there for me to announce the shit. I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? But you do have to scooch over. And it might sound crazy as hell what I'm saying. But to who? According to who? Who does it sound crazy to? It sound crazy to the one that don't want to get up out that goddamn seat. That's what it sound crazy to. Okay, because the seat is mine anyway. It's my materials. It's my materials. Let me tell you something. It's more of my materials than it is yours. See? Because remember now, you were created last. And you came here on some Paul Revere shit. Therefore, it's not your resources, and you stole the shit, and you still stealing it by you trying to ignore. And then you're gonna send me. Look, I'm talking to Universal in NBC Universal Studio. You're gonna send me. CBS gonna send me something, and then they sent me a news feed for me to watch Biden. I didn't watch that bullshit. I'm not gonna watch it. Who gives a fuck? I'm talking about the land deed and the keys to the studio so I can announce the rules and regulations on the promised land. Now, I'm going to get off this video. Um, but I just wanted to let you know that the rules and regulations applies to where each and every Negro, gingerbread colored person that you want to call yourself, will receive their free 2019 to 2022 RV motorhome coach to travel into 13 different promised land, or 7 to 13 different promised land community theme parks in your state, to travel with your friends and families, to learn about your identity and your history that you lost. But you still have it, but it's there, You just have to regain it by you traveling from different national park centers that is connected from city to rural. So from your city theme park would go into your national park wildlife center, so that you can, and then that's when we'll have all of our animals that would be released from all of the pet stores, because I believe that all the pet stores should release their like the pet stores should release all of their animals out of there into our sanctuary, so that we can have them there and we can monitor them properly, instead of them being in a cage to being sold to someone in someone's stuffy ass house. I don't want a bird to be bought in a from somewhere in, I don't know, from some exotic Africa plain area, a country, or from South America, or from here. And now they're stuffed in somebody's stuffy old funky house, all because they had enough money to buy it. Oh my, listen, the reason why there's earthquakes and shit is because of shit like that. The animals are out of its elements. The poor animals are out of its elements. The birds and animals, they're in pet stores being sold and being brought into someone's stuffy house. So now the person with the bird is looking at me like, oh no, yeah, it's bad for you to have a bird. And stuffed in a bird cage, think about that. What do you only have that bird there because you bought it from a pet store. If it had an opinion and its own will to get away, it would get away. It wouldn't be in your house. But yet you go and you buy it like as if it's normal and you put it in your house and like, oh, I have a bird in my house. Yeah. Not supposed to have one in your house. Supposed to buy it to set it free, not put it in your house. Because that's what I do. I buy birds to set it free, not to leave it in my house. There's no way. There was a bird, beautiful bird, that landed on my porch. And I bought a bird cage because it was stuffed in another bird cage in another person's house, and it was only flying on this level. So I had to put it up somewhere high and let the bird cage where it's loose, where the door is open, where it can fly in and out on the level of that it's supposed to fly, really high, where I can't reach it. And when it got to a level where I couldn't reach it, I just opened the door and let it fly out, and it flew up high, and all of the birds in the neighborhood in that particular vicinity right there was literally cheering for that bird, because when it flew out, it was quiet until the bird flew out, and then all of the other birds in the trees just went plumb crazy. Like, I was like, oh my God, because it was cheering for that bird that was stuffed in the bird cage for so long. The birds outside finally saw it go free. And I looked at it, and it was a bright blue bird too. And I remember thinking like, wow, what I did not go in vain. Now, me setting that bird free did not go in vain, and we're supposed to set all the birds free. Imagine you're a bird supposed to be flying, but you're stuffed in a bird cage in somebody's funky ass house. All because the same crawling on floor white people that's in office made it a law to where it's okay to have hunting season. You literally can hunt animal. You can hunt Bambi in February just because you want to. So, okay, so like we're living a blasphemous world here. That's why there's hurricanes, earthquakes. That's why there's another planet coming here that's gonna burn out. It's gonna literally burn out the people that's not supposed to be here for real. What's that? Nibiru. Nibiru's coming, or it's already here. What am I saying? It's coming. It's already here. Okay, I'm just rambling, but yeah, I'm gonna leave a link because I don't want you. I don't want to. I just wanted to tell you what's happening is that we have to have our own military might to help us say, hey, hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the creator of the Promised Land, and I'm just here to announce the rules and regulations, and that's it. It's funny, you gotta have an army to let me come through just to announce the rules and regulations, because when you send it by mail or email or whatever, which is great, they'll just ignore you. Yeah, they'll just ignore you. It's like, oh, and and you're telling the truth. You're giving them evidence, hard evidence of what they did and what they're continuing to do and cause destruction and mayhem, right? And they see it, and they don't care. And they just sitting there looking at you. It's like, oh, okay, well, no, what will make you understand is that you just need the military might on your ass. So that's what you need. So I contacted not the Queen of Canada, but her helpers. I contacted her helpers because what she say, she gets the job done, and that's what I need. I need to get the job done. I need to get the job done. So shout out to everyone that's out there. I'm going to be making some other videos too, Shout out to everyone that donated. There's a person that donated $20 on my PayPal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I should have wrote it down. I know I did somewhere, but I want to make sure I wrote this down. And then it was $20 donation. Thank you for your donation, and thank you for everyone who is sending out emailing the posters, and you can fax it to all the television station networks. That's on page 4. It's on page 4. When you look at it, you can see who I'm talking about. And I put my YouTube channel on there too so that they can see. Hi, I'm talking to you. Get the fuck out the seat. Yeah, get out the seat. Okay, now. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm serious. But yeah, just get out of the seat. Okay, and make some room because we need to make room. You don't have to be hogging everything. This is not your resources. I was gonna say this is not all your resources. No, this is not your resources, period. You know the camera that you're using, you know the seat that you're sitting on, the cameras, the lights and all of that. Where did it come from? The wires and shit that hooks up to the cameras and the microphones, where did it come from? Did it come out of thin air? Did it? Did all the equipment that you're using against us to speak blasphemous words about us to us, did it come out of thin air? Yes or no? No, it didn't come out of thin air. You created it. You created these resources. You gained from the resources that you stole us from. You understand? So the lights and cameras that you're using to talk blasphemous words about us, to us, has to be used by the indigenous people of its own resources, of its own land. I am the indigenous person that must use my own resources. This is why black people are upset, mad, angry, and then you turn around and try to say, oh, well, this is a crazy person. No, you're a vampire that just got caught, basically. You're a vampire. You know, there's people out here that make videos and they address different things like Michi X. I like her a lot because she's very smart and she's battling, you know, people that are just bothering her. You know, you just got to look at her just watch her channel, Michi X, and she's very smart. And she's on Malcolm X side. Me too. I love Malcolm X. And so yeah, and so she's battling people. And so I'm addressing people that I need to address as well. And so I'm just addressing people that need to be addressed. I'm going straight to the elephant in the room, to the one that needs to really be dealt with, who needs to be contained. Just because you have a television station network and you own all the television station networks doesn't mean that you're right. It means that you're dead wrong. And the reason why you're dead wrong is because our world is combobulated and it's dysfunctional because of what you've done, because of your television station network have only shown blasphemous things that only decreases our life. It doesn't increase. It doesn't make us evolve. It literally cuts us down because there's nothing that's positive that I've seen that's about what I'm talking about, or even about what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is that I'm the creator of the promised land that brings people to a place where they have a choice of either living in hell, in heaven or hell. Either you want to live in heaven or you want to live in hell. It's up to you. You have a choice. See, I give you a choice. I don't want to live in hell. I don't want to keep hearing the same old media telling me shit I don't need to hear, and lies and shit, when these people are not my people. If you're not of my race and you're not of my culture, then why are you even speaking for me? Why are you using our resources and speaking for me? Let my people, let me speak for my people, and let us use our own resources because it's our resources. Because it's ours, not yours. That's why I put in the posters that the resources that you're using is our resources, not yours. I'm just so happy that everyone is really sharing these posters to all the television station networks, CBS, NBC, ABC, NBC, Universal Studios. That's on page 4. Everybody, thank you. Please continue to send them out because as I'm, contacting different people that can, literally physically put me on here. Like I really need to get on here. And I need it by where it can't be by where, I guess we can't talk nice. I guess they don't like nice. They don't. My poster magazine gets straight to the point, and that's nice to me. That's nice. I'm just telling you the truth. I guess they don't really understand that, but I think what they understand is that when you bring military there and you say, okay, now here, can you please hand over the keys and the deeds so I can have my own studio so that my people can receive their Jetsons and we can travel, and then we would show how our promised land works because it's for us. We don't have a television station a network like that. Nothing like that exists. I have a movie. I have three movies in this film treatment. There's three movies and a trilogy in it about the promised land, and we don't have that. And how come we don't have that? Because they won't let me through. How come they won't let me through? Because I didn't bring the military might. Okay, right? You have to bring military might in order for them to understand. They don't understand nothing else. Okay, so now, and it's the United States military might, because they have their own contracting system, like the United States contracting. You can go under like biz.gov. Yeah, it's called business something.gov, but it's biz.gov, and they have military grants. Like you can apply for contracts for militaries to help you, to help you, get businesses that you need, that they're holding against you because you're indigenous. It's funny. I'm indigenous and I need military might because I'm indigenous. That's just absolutely crazy. I need military to get a business because, and Kathy, you might say, Kathy, you don't need military to get a business. What? You know how many, how many applications I've signed and been denied. I've been denied of my own indigenous status, my own Indian status. I've been denied twice by the Department of the Interior, and I showed them all of the evidence that they were asking for. They said they don't want asking for it, and I gave them the materials, all of the evidence, deeds and shit, darus. They request for only darus. I gave them nothing but darus. This is not the only daru that I have. This is just a stack. Look at all this stack of darus. These are darus. This is what they've been requesting for, and it's linked. It's linked to me, to my family members right here, where they have. Here's me, and here's all my family. Okay, I don't want to show up, but anyway, here that goes way back to 18. See, father, his grandmother, his mother's mother before him, after him. Let me see. This is his father's father. My great 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 grandfather. Here's his great great grandmother. My father's great great grand. It goes all the way down to 1874. Okay, this is 1874. Okay, so this is 1874. When you go and do your darus, and you know what I'm saying, the darus is linked to this. This is how I was able to get the darus, was through Ancestry. That's what I'm saying. You got to go through Ancestry. That's the most easiest way to get your darus, because when you type in your grandmother, your grandfather, grandmother, all of this will pop up. Your whole family, everything, like, damn. And it really is accurate. It's absolutely accurate, because it goes from it starts from your mother and father, and then their mother and father, and it just goes on all the way back, and it only stops from 1790. They don't have any information past that. But I have information past that because we're indigenous here. They don't have that. I do, through their archives. So their archives have information about us that we've done in the past that they had to collect in order for us to have. It's in here. Like this, prior to 1619. So there's land here, deeds that's prior to 1619 that is written, that is only written. It's not typed, because there was no typewriters back then. People were writing it. Okay, so I have those documents, and so do they, because that's where I got it from. I got it from the United States Congress Archives. I didn't know anything about it until my grandmother said that we own oil in Oklahoma. Before she passed away, she said, yeah, we own property and land and everything, and that our grandfather owned Florida, half of Florida. And that's why I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, but the government is so corrupt that they stole all of our land, and we just ended up with the oil deed to Oklahoma, Stillwater. So Stillwater, Oklahoma, 860 acres of land is ours, and that is located on Duck Street. Duck Street is all of downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma, because Tulsa, Oklahoma is next to Stillwater. Now, the reason why they moved out of Tulsa is because of that Tulsa, Oklahoma bombing. My grandfather owned a piece of that and was pushed out, ran up out into Stillwater. That's why we ended up in Stillwater and owning the land and oil there, in which the urban renewal moved him out of that, in which we have the deeds to this. Here are the urban renewal deeds that we were removed from. From the city and urban renewal. City urban renewal. Now, this right here tells the story of every single Negro in America. So what I just told you, you have the same thing. Okay, you have the same deed and documents, because on the list there's a whole bunch of other people's last names. I'm talking about families with the last name Washington, all kind of different last names, right? These are all black people that own the land in Stillwater in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was burned out by the Stillwater Urban Renewal Authority. See, authority. What you mean authority? When y'all not indigenous, you don't have authority. If this is not your land, then you don't have no authority. You're just thieves. So we have to talk in a language where what's true. When I say a parasite or a vampire, I mean that in a literal sense, and that's how you have to talk to them, because that's what it is. You don't sit up here and say, they call a senator a senator. No, you say Mr. Vampire Senator, or I don't know, parasite mayor. Whatever it is, you got to call it exactly what it is, because, I mean, you got to say what I am. Hell, I'm what would be considered a goddess. Yeah, that's about right. A goddess, or the owner of California State. That's exactly what I am, because that's what I do. I own California State. I own Chicago State too, because I have corporations that I have patent, businesses that requires us to have our 640 acres of land. That requires us to have our 640 acres of land based on our indigenous birthright. Okay, so I own California State, in which my great-great-great-grandparents own California State. And so we are returning back to that. We have to return back to our history. And who is anyone to tell us no? If somebody tells you no, you can't have your identity, then that's the parasite that stole your land. And I'm not saying for NBC News to well, I guess you would have to hand over all of it. But for now, just hand over a portion of the studio so I can use, for now, so I can announce the rules and regulations. But as your race is dwindling down, you're not going to use that whole studio eventually, After a while, after 2 years or 3 years from now, you won't be able to, you guys won't even be here. It's just because there's war coming up, is it not? Am I lying? Is it not war coming up? Is war coming up? Yeah, it's gonna always be war as long as you guys are here. Okay, so it'll always be war. It's just coming to America now, because it's time. Because you guys been starting shit for so long, it's got to come to an end. Okay, it's got to come to an end. And so while it's coming to an end, allow me to announce the rules and regulations of the Promised Land so we can get to where we got to get to. And that is, everyone receives their brand new jets and RV when we're going to just travel everywhere. and it is a theme park for us to have. And please go to my website, www. Catherine, yeah, www.katherinepromise.land. Okay, and then you can see the services in which it is, and you'll see the services. You'll see how it looks. You'll see what we'll be driving. You'll see the divider of what of. You'll see two different promised lands, private and public. The private promised land, everyone of all ages, races can go to, of course. The public promise, the well, no, wait, yeah, the public promised land is for everyone. The public promised land is for everyone, all races, color, creeds, or whatever. Okay, right? And of course, anybody can go there, but in the private, it's only black, it's only Negro, it's only black. You could, come on now, it's only black people. It's just what it is. Okay, so because we need our privacy, come on now. We can monitor we're gonna monitor the public so that everything will be fine and everything. But we really got to get the wits about ourselves. We got to get to our own people. We got to, because this is our land. This is our free land, and we'll have it. It's, the way that we see fit. Okay, so we need our privacy. We ain't trying to kill nobody. We just trying to be free and be happy. Sure, we just literally, seriously, we not trying to kill nobody. I'm dead serious. We just basically, the promised land is about a theme park where family and friends get together and and just live comfortably in a theme park, and they watch their children and they grow and they raise their children on a fourth dimension, going into fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth